Hello students, today we will continue the chapter hydrogen and we will start with topic water. See, water, it has an angular or bent structure. See, in previous classes we have studied that in water oxygen is present in between and hydrogens are attached to it. But actually water, it has an angular or bent structure. The repulsive interactions of lone pairs and bond pairs decreases the bond angle from 109 degree to 104.5 degree. See, these two are the bond pairs. Oxygen has atomic number 8. Its electronic configuration is 2 6. It has 6 valence electrons. One is bonded with this hydrogen, the one is bonded with this hydrogen. The remaining 4, they are present over here. One lone pair is here and the other lone pair is here. These lone pair which are having the electron clouds around them, they repel each other, and there is a repulsion between this lone pair and bond pair also. That's why this angle, it bends slightly towards here, this, like this, and the angle is 104.5 degree. The length of bond between oxygen and hydrogen, these two are the equal bonds, and bond length is 95.7 picometer. Okay. If we talk that in liquid state water molecules are held together by intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is in between water molecules. Physical properties of water: molecular mass, it is 18 amu. Dielectric constant, actually it is ionic in nature, H plus OH minus. Its dielectric constant is 78.39. Density, if we talk about in gram per centimeter cube, its density is 1 at 298 Kelvin. Melting point is 273 Kelvin. Its boiling point, it is 100 degrees Celsius, that is 373 Kelvin. Enthalpy of formation, the amount of energy which is utilized in the formation of this water molecule, it is minus 285.9 kilojoule per mole. And the enthalpy which is required, enthalpy is the heat energy. For vaporization, it is 40.66 kilojoule per mole. Its enthalpy of fusion, it is 40.66 kilojoule per mole. Okay, fusion means if solid, if it melts, then fusion is 40.66. Question is, why boiling point, melting point, heat of fusion and heat of vaporization of water, they are much higher as compared to the hydrides of other elements of group 16. Like if other elements are present over there like H2S and all the other cerium and all, if they are present, their hydrides are there, then why the hydrides of oxygen only, they have, it has very different melting point, boiling point, heat of fusion and all? It is just due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonds in water. Okay, now chemical properties we will study. See, water, it can act as an acid, as a base. It can act as an oxidizing agent where it is reducing itself. It can act as a reducing agent where it will oxidize itself, and as a ligand also. See, ligand, about ligand you will study deeply in class 12, but a little bit I'll tell you here too. Water, it has very high thermal stability, means it can withstand at higher temperatures. Next is, the ionization of water is not much. It cannot ionize itself to the higher extent, but still it can ionize itself. Like if two molecules of water, they will combine, they will form H3O plus, hydronium ion and hydroxyl ion. The equilibrium constant of water, it is 1.008 into 10 raised to power minus 14 mole square per liter square at 298 Kelvin. This Kw, it is the equilibrium constant, and Kw for water, it is equals to molar concentration of H plus and OH minus ion. It is equals to 1 into 10 raised to power minus 14. You can write it as 1 into 10 raised to power minus 14 also in calculations. Now, water is amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric means it can act as an acid as well as a base. Here if you'll see, here when it is reacting with HCl, here it is acting as a base, and when it is reacting with HCl, it is forming hydronium ion along with the formation of chloride ion. When this water, it is reacting with ammonia gas, which is a basic gas. Sorry, when see, ammonia is there, aqueous ammonia means ammonium hydroxide, not a gas, ammonium hydroxide. When this ammonia aqueous, it will react with water, we will get ammonium ion and a hydroxyl ion, which is a base. It means acid and base we are getting here. So this shows that water is amphoteric in nature. Water acts as both an oxidizing and as a reducing agent. Here first we'll see as oxidizing agent. When it will react with water, it will oxidize this sodium. Yes, and will reduce itself. See, oxygen of this H2O it has removed from here. It has removed its oxygen or lost its oxygen, and this oxygen it has gone here. So here it is acting as an oxidizing agent. With magnesium it is reacting with steam to form magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas. Now the next one, where it is acting as a reducing agent, when it will react with highly electronegative element. Highly electronegative means like halogens, fluoride, chlorides and all. When they will react with, see here it is reacting with fluorine. Water is reacting with fluorine. It will form HF. See, it is giving one hydrogen to F. It means it is here it is acting as a reducing agent. It is reducing itself. It is acting as a reducing agent. Okay, it is reducing this fluorine and it is oxidizing itself, because from water hydrogen is removed, oxygen is left, and this hydrogen it has given to this fluorine. So it has reduced this fluorine to HF and oxidizes itself. Water can hydrolyze several halides, hydrides, carbides, nitrides, phosphides, etc. See, here we'll see the reactions. Like here, when it is reacting with silicon chloride, then it is, upon hydrolysis it is forming silicic acid. With calcium hydride, if we talk about what we are getting, see, with calcium hydride we are getting calcium hydroxide and hydrogen. With calcium carbides, these are important, these can be asked. With calcium carbide, when it will get hydrolyzed, we will get calcium hydroxide and acetylene. With magnesium nitride, Mg3N2, when this magnesium nitride will get hydrolyzed, we will get magnesium hydroxide along with the formation of, see, N is there, H is there, ammonia gas will be formed. And when calcium phosphide is there, with calcium phosphide Ca3P2, when it will get hydrolyzed, we will get hydroxide. See, here all we are getting hydroxides along with the formation of phosphine PH3. Next chemical property is water reacts with certain metal salts to form compounds known as hydrates. It can also form hydrate, like here it is acting as a ligand. This one acting as a ligand, the name of this ligand is hexaaqua iron 3. Iron, its oxidation number is 3 here, iron. And this is copper sulfate pentahydrate. So it can also form hydrate. So this was about the compound water, and in our next video we will study about hard and soft water and how to remove temporary or permanent hardness in water. Thank you.